Hello, everyone. It's my first presentation with naked foot, so we make it a little bit special today. Thanks for the warm introduction, Florian, and welcome here in Berlin in this nice location. It's unbelievable view from here. Wow.
Yeah, really impressive.
Okay.
You all look chilled, that's cool, so we are nervous enough for all of you. So, Henning, you play a Baraka mystic named Kazir. We added all of our characters to the sheet so that you all see that we play the game too. And the first thing you should tell us is, what is the vision behind t.e.r.a?
Okay. For talking about the vision, I need to create a big picture first. In the recent years, a lot of new MMOs arrived. Really cool MMOs, no doubt about that, with a lot of new features. But in the end, the way how you play those MMOs was always the same, especially the fighting system. So for Blue, it was the mission, hey, how we can upgrade the fighting system to make it completely unique and to add a main feature which enables a completely differentiation to their market. So they enabled the action-based combat system for, I would say, for breaking the old habits, the habits how you played games before, or breaking old mechanism. And we call it also an evolution of MMOs itself, because t.e.r.a. will be famous later on for the controls, the way how you fight. Okay.
Yeah. We will. So, but go a little bit more into depth, Henning.
Yeah, I mean, I stand now here on the stage and I can tell you hey, how cool it is to play the action-based combat system of t.e.r.a., but I think it makes more sense to do it directly in a live presentation with Florian.
Therefore, I logged into my private account, and I will introduce you to the next very important person of this presentation, which would be Flo. I'm Florian, this is Flo. Flo is my Aman Lancer, and we are going to show you the world of t.e.r.a. through his eyes. And we are going to have some fights and to show you a region you never saw before.
Yeah. So this is Westonia, a completely new area we haven't presented to you before. This is the second continent called Southern Tera, and as you can see now it's a leveled 45 character, so Florian spent a lot of time on it, and he has already a cool looking mount.
Yeah, what should be also new to you guys, that's the first time we present the mounts in t.e.r.a. So you will have various kinds of mounts, not only this horse, we'll see another horse later on, and we'll have other models there too. So right now we're on the left-hand continent. So,
Southern Tera.
Yeah, Southern Tera. We are in a little city called Bleak Rock, and now heading straight towards Akarum, which is another little city located nearby. We are doing it via the so-called Pegasus system. Please introduce the Pegasus system to the editors.
It's a cute, funny guy. It's a Popori, one of the unique races of t.e.r.a. Later on, we will give you more details on this. He is part of the Pegasus system. The Pegasus system is a transport system of t.e.r.a. Imagine that all cities and villages are connected to a network with flying mounts or winged mounts, however you like. And the objective was to establish a transport system which is good looking. You will see it now, really impressive, but also to shorten it any distance. So in t.e.r.a. you will be available to have access to all regions in less than 5 minutes. By the way, Florian, you have chosen the tank.
Yeah.
Would you tell our audience the first time you played t.e.r.a., how you perceive the game?
Yeah, you mentioned that I have chosen the tank, and it's I always played the tanking class in MMOs. I really like it to be the big and heavy guy. So the first time I started t.e.r.a. and being the Lancer was kind of a very impressive feeling, because it was the first time that I'm a real tank, that I feel like a real tank because of our collision detection. Yeah? You can stand in the first line of the battle, just put your bulwark to the ground, and no one can pass you if you don't want to. That's amazing. It's the first time I really feel that I can protect the weak fighters behind, the healers, the Sorks. Yeah, I really can protect. I can pull the enemies to me, and it's the deepest tank feeling you can get in an MMO, from my personal view.
Completely agree with you, but I think it makes more sense to demonstrate it. Now we are heading directly to the next village called Akarum, and maybe, Florian, we can show the action-based combat system by grabbing just a quest and heading out of the village.
Yeah, why not? I haven't done any quests in there, so there should be some available for us. Right now we are in the landing phase of our Pegasus flight. So I fasten my seatbelt and will change the Pegasus again for my mount. There's a really small monitor down there. So now we're riding through Akarum. Akarum is also a small village with all things you need as an adventurer. It's a quest hub. It's also full of NPCs where you can buy your potions. And yeah, as we have seen, there is a Pegasus guy standing around. Let's see, somewhere around here should be our quest giver there. You see it?
On the left.
Yeah. Oops. So, this is Arvo.
A female Aman.
Yeah, I really like to speak to female Aman with my male Aman.
Okay. Could you tell our audience what kind of mission do you have now?
Yeah, we spoke to Arvo. I skipped the text, but I can say to you what she said. She said that she had lost her husband and her brother during a fight, and she's not sad because she's a man. She's very proud, but as a man, she needs revenge. She wants us to revenge the death of her husband and the loss of her brother. So we do have to kill the Bahir, or whatever they are called here, Bashir.
Okay.
So,
go into combat now. So when Florian was riding the Pegasus, he told how he felt Terra. That he felt as a physical tank, as a real, I would say, mighty bulwark. Yeah, it's enabled by the collision detection inside the game, so the monsters are not able to run through Florian's character. And now, as you can see, he is fighting. And could you block? Yes, again.
Yeah, when he will hit me, when he will try to hit me, I'll block. Oh.
As you can see, the monster runs freely around him and tries to hit him. Block.
Yeah, this is possible because of the collision detection we mentioned before. He can't pass me, and I can block his attack.
Okay. The second part of the action-based combat system is not that you only can block and run freely around, and also the monsters. Also, maybe you can recognize in the middle of the screen there's a small crosshair, like in a first-person shooter. Meaning, when Florian fights, he needs to aim actively on the monsters. If he don't have the monsters inside the crosshair, he will miss a target.
As you can see, when I'm trying to miss it. So, yeah, I've got cooldown on my skills. So let's wait until they are done and I can show you again. So, if I aim not directly, I straight run away.
Pay attention, the minions come.
Yeah, so I will run. No, I've got enough HP, but I want to pull him back. You know the taunt from other games. Taunts are mostly screams, and the enemy runs to you. In Terra, we have got something more impressive. We can pull the mobs directly to us.
Maybe you have also noticed there is no, what I call in other MMOs, a typical target lock. Meaning, you press tab or you click on a monster, then you have a small window open and the monster is corked in a window. And then you can hit on your numbers and all your spells goes directly to the target. In Terra is not the case. Each spell, each attack need to be aimed.
Yeah, it's very difficult for here. So I have to concentrate the whole time. I have to look what the monsters are doing. Okay, fortunately, I'm a tank. I can just go to the mobs and block every damage with my shield. But yeah, if I'm not a tank, if I don't have this massive bulwark, what do I do as a warrior, Sorg, or whatever?
It's a good question. There are, of course, also classes, you will see them later, who don't have access to a shield skill or the block skill. The warrior, for example, that's a dual wield guy with two swords in the left and right hand. He is able to perform a dive roll out of the danger zone. Or the ranged damage dealers, like the sorcerer or the archer, they have access to a mighty jump backwards out of the danger zone to escape from the monsters attacking him. So in the end, you can say, okay, we have active block or dodging. We have no target lock. We have to aim on each hit. So in the end, I would say the Terra fighting system is more challenging than an other game. But being more challenged also means being more into the game. As Florian mentioned to the beginning, you really feel as a tank. So you can say that you really play a role, and that makes sense in a role-play game to play a role.
Yeah, really become a tank, actually. So maybe some of you have noticed these icons on the right side of my character, which are popping up eventually. These are the normal icons of my skills, but it's from the system which tells me, hey, this could be the best to use next. So we can create some skill chains by using the skill the game offers us. So it's every fight becomes more dynamic. It's difficult. I have to watch my screen all the time to press the button in the right moment and the right button. So here, I can show it again. Now I need to start my combo attack, and after the third hit, I should get the next combo button. Yeah, and now I pressed too late and just jumped. Yeah.
And so, you missed.
Yeah, no, I strove him, I guess.
So you can say that the fights in Terra, or to achieve a victory or get a lose in fights, it's nothing anymore depending so heavily on the items or the stats on the items. And also those, I would say, those random number generations you have with the probability, how much probability you have to have a block or a successful hit, those times are over. In Terra, your skill on mouse and keyboard or also on the game controller is more important.
I guess I'm done with these guys.
Yep.
But Henning, what would the best combat system be if the enemy is just weak and standing around and just hitting me? So we also have to mention that there is an AI that is extraordinary.
Yeah. The enemy AI from Terra is also completely different, meaning the monsters don't react each time in the same way, like in other titles. So each fight in Terra is completely different because the monster AI can't be predicted. They have access to a huge, I would say, skill set of different counterattacks attacking the players. So we have a smaller video. Let's start it.
Yeah, so the enemy tells what he is doing. So you can see by the action of the enemy that he is starting some skills. So he's raising his hand to throw something or stuff like that. This could be one of the things. Here you see she will, I don't know what she's doing there. This is the big giant spider, but she does something that hurts.
Also, not only the players can evade, dodge, or block, it's also the enemies themselves, as you can see here with the guy.
The enemy also blocks, as I did with my tank. You see here, the mob totally blocks the damage from the archer and starts a counterattack.
Yeah, and also the bosses themselves have different phases, you know, from other titles, that they have different spells depending on how much level or how much HP they still have.
The enemy can also heal, which is probably the most annoying thing they can do, but they do. They heal their minions, they heal in groups. They will do everything to let your team die or their team to stay alive. And, sorry, this was an enrage. Of course, we have an enrage. The enemy is getting red and big, and then it will make more damage. And it summons minions, so sometimes it's the best advice to kill the big mob first, because that he can't respawn his minions afterwards.
Well,
what?
Florian, you see this?
Yeah.
It's a beach area.
Oh yeah.
And we presented a frozen area.
Yeah, maybe we should show some more in-game with a more proper area.
Yeah.
So I've got a second character, my alt. No, it was my first main, t.e.r.a. She is a high elf mage, but afterwards I rewrote the tank. No. No? So t.e.r.a. stands in an area that would fit more to this extraordinary place. I would say it's kind of a Caribbean island, a very beautiful romantic coast. Okay, she's near the coast. Do you want, or shall I?
No, you do better. You are a console player, not me.
Okay, yeah, I'm the console player, yeah. Let me take her to show you that t.e.r.a. is also completely playable via a controller. So, first mount this faster. We are now in a small quest hub. As you can see, there is a campfire beside my mount. Please explain what a campfire does. It has a special option in t.e.r.a.
Yeah, the campfires are, I would say, regeneration hubs. So standing close to a campfire and your health points become regenerated. But independent of that, you are riding now directly to the beach.
Yeah.
Can you rotate the camera, please?
Yeah, I have to stand still. Yeah, so I'm not that experienced at consoles, so please forgive me if it is a little bit too fast.
It looks a little bit like Crisis 1, sorry. So what is the name of this area?
I have to check it. I haven't been there often. This is...
yeah, it's north of Castanica to the way of Serpentis Isle.
Yeah, right. Also on the left continent. So, going straight to the beach. Yeah, and there are some very impressive monsters. Shall I try to fight them with?
Could be a little bit problematic because this is an epic monster. It's not a boss monster, it's in the middle. So, a lot stronger than normal ones.
It's an elite.
But good luck.
Huh?
Well, try your best.
Should I give it a try?
By the way, 100 people are looking.
Yeah, never mind. I will. I think I'm too far away right now. No, I'm not. Now I have to run, I guess. So, but we can show you again what the monsters in t.e.r.a. are doing. If this would hit me, I would be dead. But I have an escape mechanism. Oh yeah, that's a really escape mechanism. Flo. I won't get him. Yeah, as we said, it's an epic monster, but we just wanted to show you the beach here and that it's completely playable via the controller. Yeah, and I'm not that experienced, as I said before.
Okay, let's return to the presentation, because it's really important that we don't communicate t.e.r.a. as an action game, because t.e.r.a. has the most thrilling action combat system of any MMO, but of course, we still speak about an MMO, and an MMO offers more. So, as you can see, we have a unique universe. This is something I personally are really proud of it, because I really like the amount of creativity, also the efforts the developer Blue Studios invested into designing the world of t.e.r.a. And when doing this, they made a fantastic job by researching, for example, in ancient cultures like the Greek culture or the, give me a hint, South American culture like Inca or Maya.
Inca, Maya, Greek, Romans.
Yeah, and also the mythology. So when playing t.e.r.a., you will recognize a lot of elements you are somehow familiar with, because you have seen those elements before in some, I would say, history books.
Yeah, history books or mythology films even. But let's mention something a few of you could know, but I'm pretty sure that not all of you have seen them. The other side of the universe, and these are the classes and races of t.e.r.a.
Agree. Each universe, of course, needs also some habitants. And Blue made also a fantastic job when designing 7 really unique races. Or not all of them are unique. Some of them are unique, but we have also some familiar one, like you start with the High Elf, for example.
Yeah, these are the High Elves. We've seen them, very proud and noble old race, kind of connected to the magic.
Okay, followed by the Baraka. The Baraka are really wise giants, I would say. They are more silent, but they are also the kind of intellectual habitants of the world of t.e.r.a.
Yeah, these guys will stay calm. So we have the Popori. These are, yeah, the cute, funny guys, but they're much stronger than they look.
Ziaman, you have seen before when Florian was playing. It's a very old but proud race, cocked over years or decades as slaves and escaped into freedom, and now the freedom is their highest goal they want to achieve.
Afterwards, the Castanics, one of them you already met, and if you will participate to the party this night in the Adlon Hotel, you will meet another.
And to the last, of course, the humans.
Yeah, we don't have to say anything about humans, I guess. So let's select a class just to show you.
Yeah. In Terra, we have currently 8 different classes, and really important to mention this, there are no classes or races restrictions, meaning you have access to 56 different class-race combinations, and you have seen the animations when Florian was fighting, yeah? For each class and for each race, special animations are made. They show you the high investment value of that game.
Yeah, so we have the Guardian classes, which are 2. The Lancer you already have seen, the big fat real tanks. No, she's not that big fat, but big fat armor wearing. And the Warrior, which is more like the off-tank guy and the stylish fighter, but he can also tank if he has to.
Yeah, followed up by the Slayer, one of my personal favorite classes. The Slayer is a kind of strategic damage dealer, meaning he has a lot of positioning styles. He needs to attack from behind or from the flanks for having the best damage output.
Yeah, also a melee fighter is the Berserker.
Yeah, the Berserker is the opposite of the Slayer because he has no positional styles, but he has a lot of front damage and area effects. So just jumping into a group of enemies and slash them all.
You've met a Sorc. This is another one, the Sorcerer, the classical mystical damage dealer from the range. She is using ice effects, fire, the elemental stuff, you know.
Yeah, and our rogue class, the typical archer, you know, from other games, so a ranged damage dealer.
Then we have 2 kind of healers. I would like to introduce you to the Mystic before. He's kind of a hybrid. He can put some healing modes or mana modes to the ground, has minions, pets, can heal the group, can deal damage, can do everything a little bit. And
the priest, of course, the typical healer. Each MMO needs a healer.
Yeah, and he or she, depends on what you take, is the full healer of the game.
Yeah. So, of course, we have spoken now about the inhabitants of the world of Terra, this really cool and unique universe, but also Terra will be famous for the diversified landscapes. So there's a huge world you will see later, and it's unbelievable how much different themes you have. So just jump through.
Yeah, these are the 2 continents. On the left-hand side, this is t.e.r.a, and on the right side, Arun. These are both continents of Terra with the different regions in there.
Yeah, a typical magical forest, I would say, very beautiful.
Some Netherlands guys here? Okay, this looks a little bit familiar to some of you coming from Northern Europe.
Yeah, we have seen with his small trip to the huge crab, so these tropical beaches here.
We have swamp-like areas, which are a little bit more dark, filled by mosquitoes, which you can see in the air because of the Unreal 3 engine Terra uses.
Yeah, desert with really monumentals inside, old buildings, I would say it comes very close to the Roman Colosseum.
Here the Incan or Maya references we spoke about before.
Yeah, and followed up by this frozen ice world you have seen.
But Henning, actually we are in the 2011, so let's not show only screenshots.
Agree.
Yeah, so we do have a video, a fly-through video too for, let me close that, fly-through video for the new continent for t.e.r.a. Yeah, never heard it that loud. So, Henning, an MMO is not only graphics and only a combat system. We do need also content. We do also need things the players can do. What do we offer in t.e.r.a?
Of course, it wouldn't be an MMO if you don't have the typical features each other MMO has. So also in t.e.r.a, you will find all those proven features you expect from such a title. For example, Florian?
You do have, you do have PvP achievements, economy, quests. Let's show some screens.
Let's take point by point. So in t.e.r.a, it's really important the end game of t.e.r.a has PvP content. It's a hardcore game with a challenging action combat system. People should know that. And the battlegrounds are really cool in t.e.r.a. We have small sized for group versus group, 5 versus 5, or for 10 versus 10, with different objectives like capture the flag, classical deathmatch, or I would say kind of domination or team king of the hill mode.
In addition, we do have something for the players who reached everything else in game. We do have achievements. We do have lots of achievements. We do have achievements for any kind of social interactions. We do have achievements for fighting, for questing, for crafting, for trading, and we'll have even an achievement if you die the first time. In addition, as you see before, as you have seen before, we have mounts. So we don't have to talk much about mounts, I guess.
This blue funny guy, this is a pet, a special pet. I have to mention this. Imagine a personal vendor. Yeah, you are a crafter, for example. You create a lot of items, and of course you want to sell it. In t.e.r.a, you have the classical auctionery house, but you can also take this pet and place it wherever you want, give the items you want to sell, and players can interact with them. You can also upgrade them with additional features, and in the end, it's a quite funny feature. By the way, this is only one of 4 different designs, yeah? So if you don't like the blue one, we have more.
You don't have to take the blue kitty teddy, but maybe some of you remember this feature from older games. Was highly recommended by the players. Hey, we want to have our personal cell pet.
Yeah, and of course we have quests. And Florian, I think it's a moment of truth now. Of course, we are reading all of your previews and also the player comments and so on. We are completely aware of the reputation. So there is a big, I would say, issue currently. People are saying t.e.r.a is a grinder because it comes from Asia. I don't know why this is, but I can tell you this is wrong. In t.e.r.a, we have a lot of quests. Currently, we have more than 600 quests, and also with different designs, not only slashing, but it makes more sense with the action-based combat system, but also other quests. We have a smaller video again. A gameplay video.
Yeah. Oh, how to start that?
Klicken. Reinklicken.
Yeah. The first quest we'll see here is the introduction quest to the system of climbing in t.e.r.a. You can climb up some walls, and our cutie here needs to find a very special flower, which is only reachable with climbing up the wall. Another type of quest would be the following. You like most, I guess?
Yeah, this is a bombing tutorial. You can throw some bombs on these, let's call them training dummies.
Yeah, they are called training dummies in game, so you will need that later on too. Then we have this helpful man collecting some wood, chopping some tree for a poor farmer who broke his arm, or I don't know what exactly he had.
Yeah, or here, very funny quest. You need to bring back some escaped pigs to the farmers. And
yeah, the poor piggies didn't know where they come from, so you have to catch them. And one very special, very cool quest I personally like, because I had to do it like 5 times in our office with the others. They needed help. You have to go to a special zone. You can do it with a group, you can try it alone, as you like. And you have to make the final test before entering the open world of t.e.r.a. All these quests have been on the starting island. Here you have to protect little Sorsha for, I think, 8 minutes.
Yeah. So all your quests we have seen here are from the first 10 levels of t.e.r.a. So more will come, of course.
And it's very important to say, he mentioned it, hey, Terra is a grinder. No, it's not. You can reach the maximum level of Terra. You can earn every single experience point you need by doing only quest. You won't have to spend a minute with grinding. You can do everything with quests.
Yeah. And, of course, we have more fighting quests than in other MMOs. But seriously, guys, I ask you to request yourself. If you own a game with the most thrilling and exciting action-based combat system, why not using it in fights? Because it makes fun. And maybe we should just change our gaming habits. So we have the best combat system, let's use it.
Yeah, let's use the combat system. But if I earned every achievement, if I've done every quest, if I ruled every battleground, what is there to do left? And now we are proud to announce a very, very special feature.
Yeah, the political system, some of you already heard about this. In Terra, you will have a kind of sandbox meta gameplay in the end game itself. It's up to the players themselves to define the rules in the world of Terra. Meaning we have a political system which based mainly on democratic principles. And Florian, can you maybe?
Yes. Yeah, so even every small town, as you can see here, in a region has its own Vanarch, which is kind of a lord. And out of all these Vanarchs, there will be elected exarch, and the two main cities that we have in-game right now will be ruled by the exarch, which are comparable to kings. And you really, really rule these regions if you are exarch or Vanarch. But yeah, how becoming a Vanarch?
Yeah, for being a candidate for the political system, you need to have to achieve the max level, and you need also to be a guild leader. So these are the requirements to be a candidate for the political system. Here on the screen you can see some regions. This is the interface of the election register, the NPC who's handling the political system. And there you can choose the region you want to apply for the democratic principle. But also important to mention, there are some specific areas where you can claim the power, where you can reach the power by PvP.
So I can go to that region, slay the guild that owns that region, and so claim the power of the former guild leader and become the Vanarch by myself.
Okay. The question now is, what are the benefits of being a Vanarch or Exarch?
Yeah, there are a lot of benefits if you are a Vanarch or even an Exarch. You will get, of course, a special mount, some kind of special armor, a special weapons. You will have the possibility to set server messages for your specific reason. You can even relocate NPCs. So if there is an instance in your special region that you are ruling, and you don't have an NPC there, and you say, hey, it would be very nice if there would be a potion vendor, you can relocate a potion vendor from a city to the instance entrance. You can even declare your own region to a PvP zone, or if it is already a PvP zone, you can declare it a PvE zone.
Correct. And additionally, one of the most important features, or I would say possibilities, are the taxes. As a leader, you can adjust the taxes, independent if it's a skill trainer, or the crafting trainer, or normal vendors, or the auctionery fee, you can adjust it. So, but for doing this, you, I would say you need a kind of special currency, the so-called policy points. To gain those policy points, you will have to do some special quests, only enabled when you are a leader, or exarch, or Vanarch. So you have some, I would say, so-called Lord quests. There you can earn some policy points, and with those policy points you are able to do the things we presented before. And additionally, you can earn some policy points by players' recommendations. So if you are a leader, of course, be polite and always nice to your population.
Yeah, so don't just set the taxes to maximum. I guess you won't be re-elected afterwards, or I'm pretty sure. Let's come to the next point, Henning. That's the point I would like you to answer the question, why aren't we live with Terra? What is the future of Terra? Why are the Koreans playing and why are we not?
Yeah, it's a good point. I have to start again from the big picture. we have different cultures. We have different gaming cultures. For example, the Asian gaming culture, the European, or also the American one. And each one are different. Different in the way how the players perceive the game, what they expect from a game, or how they want to play. So for bridging the gap between those cultures, some minor tweaks are necessary. Minor tweaks in the way how the lore, the background story becomes told, or also the quest text becomes rewritten. Of course, the typical localization. So t.e.r.a. will have in the end here in Europe French, English, and German voices or text. And
both of them, actually. Also, the NPCs will talk in the specific language.
Yeah, and some minor tweaks in the gameplay itself, so some balancing issues. And you can imagine that this needs some time, but it's not everything bad to wait for t.e.r.a. Because, Florian?
Yeah, as we mentioned before, we are raising the number of quests so that we can guarantee the fact that you will reach the maximum level without grinding. And, of course, there is a big Korean update starting this time, and we will have the content of the Korean update in our release content. Also, we'll have a lot of improvement in these patches. We'll have a big balancing and bug fixing. We'll have more additional content, additional features. Can you give us a few examples?
Stick at the content first.
Okay.
So we will have 10 new zones, 4 new dungeons, new skills, new boss monsters. And now let's come to the features themselves. We will have battleground ranking for the PvP players. And something I personally really like, you can recolor the armor. As you have seen, the armors are already really pretty in t.e.r.a., but now you can customize them more.
You will learn about more about that in the graphics panel later on.
Same model, same armor, but different color. And also a really cool feature I personally like, because I'm a crafter, you can craft weapon effects, like the famous burning sword or a lance with an ice effect.
So actually, your weapons will glow?
Looks like.
Yeah, so your weapons will glow when you're riding into the battle, and he will do this, this profession to make other weapons glow. So, Henning, the next thing we can announce to you is a very special thing. We signed a new partnership, and we are enormously proud to present the distributor. Our partner for distribution in Europe for t.e.r.a. will be Ubisoft, one of the most experienced, one of the world's greatest distributors.
You can say they are the leading, or one of the leading global distributors.
Yeah.
So Ubisoft will bring t.e.r.a. to the European markets, and so we established a really cool network or setup with Ubisoft, Bluehole, and us for bringing you t.e.r.a.
Yeah, bringing
but
you
without
t.e.r.a.
mentioning the release date. No, I'm sorry.
No release date today. Yeah, no dates for you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Henning, and let's all wait for this.
Yeah, the first look on the European cover of t.e.r.a. This is the way how we want to communicate t.e.r.a. as a really colorful game.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Henning, for giving us this fantastic glimpse into the world of t.e.r.a. Please give it up for Henning Schmidt, Product Manager. Thank you. Yeah, thanks, Henning. And I would like to bring Marco Neubert back to the stage, who will give you some additional information. Come up, Marco. Who will give you some additional information regarding your panels, what we'll eat, and I don't know exactly.
Okay, so just add a few things. The Kastanik, Vonja, will be here at the stage for 30 minutes to take photos. So if you want to take a photo,